Well, I normally record these first day of the season episodes straight after the transfer windows, so I know what's going on, I know what my team's going to be. That one took so long to do because of all the World Cup stuff, and it was over several days that I can't quite remember what we did in the transfer window now. I'm a little bit worried that past Kev may have broken the team entirely. And welcome to part 179 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have the first two games of the new Premier League season. We're at home against Burnley and then away against Southampton. If you didn't watch the transfer window all the way through to the end, you missed us losing in the Community Shield as well. We played in that right at the end of the episode. And then these were the transfers that we completed. It looks like a fairly productive transfer window. Sold £224 million for players. Notable departures: Manu, Sakwa, Akemo, Alves, Vandy, for most of that £200+ million between them. And then new signings, we already knew about Thor and Ciriello. I need to learn how to say his name. Mikhail Ciriello, that's what we're going to call him. Beron and Hervé, previous loans, signing permanently. And then the record signing, John Goff, hero of England, hero of the World Cup, in the prime of his life and one of the best players in the world, is now a home player. Borussia Dortmund legend after how many years was he there? Not a huge number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years at Dortmund was enough to make him a legend. That's how good this man is. Look at the state of that. I'm so excited to have John Goff as part of this team. So this is the team that we're going to be putting out there for the start of the new season. We have got an injury to Ciriello to start the season off. If you remember, we were trying to sign Djuric right at the end of the transfer window. We had a deal agreed, we just didn't have time to finalise it, and he would have been the final piece of the puzzle as a second option on that left wing. As it is, we've got both Thor and Mira who can play out there, and Flager is just absolutely flabbergasted that we've signed the best right midfielder in the world over the top of him when he had such a good season last year. I know, I'd feel sad if I was him too. But between Goff, Mayer and Flager, they'll all get plenty of game time down this right-hand side this season. Goff will play in both of those positions. Mayer and Flager will rotate with him around as well. We've got a lot of games to play. We're going to be competing for the Premier League and the Champions League. Flager will get game time, worry not. So, first day of the new season, and despite nearly selling him, Saïdi's in the team, because I can't make my mind up who my best goalkeeper is. I'll never know for sure. I pressed Quick Pick, and Quick Pick said Saïdi. And what would you do? Powell is better according to that. There you go, we'll do that then. Forget what Quick Pick says. They were level, but now Powell's pulled ahead of him. World Cup best goalkeeper. How do you not play Powell in those circumstances? Easy decision made. I finally have a slightly improved star rating for one of them. So we're going with Powell in goal, a back four of Kandemil, Juranovic, who is, of course, our new homegrown in England player, the first of the youngsters that we brought in to properly graduate the production line. He signed 4 years ago now, had a couple of seasons out on loan at Villa and Norwich, played a few games for us last year, but he's done a bit of a Mick Powell over the summer and will very much be part of this defence this season, helped by the fact that Lee picked up an injury right towards the end of pre-season and is going to miss the first few weeks of the season. So Kandemil, Juranovic, Beron and Mayer at the back, Zupancic and Cristiano in midfield. Obviously, we're now living in a world without Alves, so Zupancic, Cristiano, Yamin all need to step up a little bit, and we've got a couple of new midfielders who've come in as well who can get involved in all that business. And then Mira, Costa and Goff behind Thor, making his Premier League debut. It's an exciting time to be a home fan. Hopefully we can go out there and put on a bit of a performance on the first day of the season. We were disappointing against Arsenal in the Charity Shield, but I'm hoping that's because everybody involved knew that it didn't really matter, so it was fine to be disappointing. In this game, I do expect us to go out there, pick up a win. The fact we have already had a bit of a flop against Arsenal has meant I've already been able to have a little bit of a moan at the players as well, to hopefully put a rocket up their backside and get us off to a decent start to the season. Mayer trying to slide a cross over to Thor in the first 20 seconds of the match, already seeing Mayer and Goff combining down that right hand side, but Thor not quite alive to it, and it falls to Costa in midfield. Still inside the first 5 minutes of the match here. Costa looking for options, finds Zupancic, and Zupancic fires it in from the edge of the area, and it just whistles past the post. Mira has already picked up a yellow card. For goodness sake, that boy, one of the best strikers in the world, but he's got a bit of a temperament, as we saw last season with his untimely red card. Costa now, again, coming quite deep to get the ball moving. Mira plays it out to Candemill. Candemill with the cross towards Goff. Goff at the second time of asking has scored on his Premier League debut for Home. It's Home 1, Burnley 0, and John Goff scores the goal. Didn't expect him to be getting on the end of many crosses this season. I expected him to be delivering wonder crosses like he does for England. But Candemill is going to be playing an even more attacking role this season than he has done previously. We've deliberately got 2 inside forward options ahead of him this year, with Candemill giving the instruction to push past them, overlap, and very much be the man who gives us the width on that left-hand side, with whether it's Mira or the new guy from Liverpool on that left-hand side. They're both going to be tucking in and supporting whoever's playing centre forward, whether it's Thor or Mira, with Goff hanging around out wide on the right, pumping in the crosses, and Maya just hanging a little bit deeper behind Goff, offering him an option if needed, but not necessarily pushing on to the end of the pitch the way Candemill will on this side. Costa now crosses, Thor's there, and there's his first goal for Home, and it's a lovely goal at that as well. Costa drifting out into those wide areas that have been vacated by Mira coming in field, and I like the fact that we've got a little bit more mobility in this attack now. Mira's come in field, Costa's drifted out wide to replace him because Candemill's still back there doing defending stuff, and Thor, that's exactly what we've signed him to do. He's a big lad, he's a good finisher, he's quick, he's good in the air, he is like your prototype 6'3" complete forward. With the right service, and with John Goff in the team, goodness me, is he going to get some service. But with the right service, that man's going to score a lot of goals. Costa now forcing the corner just before half-time and taking it himself with the opportunity to put us 3-0 up. Before half-time, it was aimed at Goff again. Goff and Thor both hovering around the goalkeeper. But it looks like it's going to be 2-0 at half-time, although Goff's got a corner just with the last kick of the half, and it's Mira who scores. Doesn't want to be the forgotten man of this new-look front four, and Mira gets his first goal of the season. An assist for Goff, and, I mean, all 4 of those attacking players have started things off very, very well. Flager and Cirillo are looking on, wondering what are they going to have to do to get into this team, because that front four has just had a bit of a half. They've looked pretty good. Look at the state of those stats. We're a good team, boys and girls. I am happy with the way things are going. Keep it going, lads. More of the same in the second half, and we will probably look to get some of the less fit legs off the pitch relatively early in this second half and try a few things out. And we don't want to tire players out. That's the key. As we saw with England in the World Cup, tired players can be a bit of a challenge. Although if you rotate them properly and change things around often enough, you can still win the World Cup. If you haven't watched that yet and you think that's a spoiler, that was days ago. Watch the videos when they first come out. You'll be fine. Fine. Thor with another header. I mean, it's lovely having a striker who's winning headers. We've not really had that novelty for a long time, but Thor already looking dominant in the air. And I think it probably is time for us to freshen things up a little bit. Costa looking tired. We've got Mendes on the bench. Mendes, of course, the man we're asking to step up this season in the absence of Manu. Not quite at Manu levels yet, but age 20, with huge potential and the opportunity to improve and become a homegrown player at the club at the end of this season. Mendes needs to become a good player for us. We're kind of banking on that a little bit. Cristiano and Zupancic could both do with coming off. But we don't have a central midfielder on the bench, which is a little bit of an oversight on my part. We won't worry about that too much. Let's just look for fitness. Candemill, have we got Aleph on the bench? We have. There you go. We can bring Aleph on. Bring on 2 of the youngsters, 2 of the lads who will be our homegrown heroes, our new brand of homegrown players. It's taken us a while to start bringing some homegrown players in again. It's involved lots of transfer market experimentation. The academy production line stopped a little while ago, but these Juranovic, Aleph, Mendes, these are our youngsters. You could probably put Mira in that group as well, although he's never going to be classed as homegrown, so you had to send him out on loan. But these 3, they're our boys, and here they are playing in the Premier League on the first day of the season. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Right, Mira, we're going to take him off. He's on a yellow card. He's our captain as it stands at the moment as well. We could bring Mercier on, who we haven't seen for a little while, but we've got Gustavo Torres, who's here on loan from Real Madrid. Let's bring him on, have a little look at him. I'm going to leave him on the inside forward instruction, similar to the other two options we talked about. That's what we want our left-hand side to be doing. I love an inside forward. Kandemil and Alif are both perfect overlapping wing-backs, so we don't want anyone in their way ahead of them. Very much different styles of attack down each side of the pitch this season. Goff as a crossing machine on the right-hand side, and then inside forward overlapping fullback on the other side. Just gives us a slightly different dimension. What a goal from Gustavo Torres. Welcome to home, young man. My word. He was kind of an afterthought that I was a little bit disappointed in. He was the insurance policy for if Djuric didn't manage to get done on time. And he's just scored an absolute world-class goal on his debut. Perhaps we don't need Djuric after all. I'm a happy boy right now. This is a wonderful start to the season. Seems Chelsea won their match 4-0 as well. So we could do with a fifth to be properly top of the league. You know, start the season where we ended last season. Cristiano now to Torres. Torres into Mendes. Mendes finds Alif, who's pushed well on that side. And there is Goff, and there is number 5. And that should be enough to put us to the top of the Premier League on the first day of the season. And my word, this is, if we can play like this all year, how do we not win the Champions League this year? We've upgraded in areas that have massively improved the team. I am feeling confident looking ahead to this season, and Goff is going to tear the Premier League apart as he tore the World Cup apart. Some of you doubted whether becoming England manager was a good idea or not. You know I wouldn't have known that man existed if I hadn't become England manager. As it is, we're buddies before he even arrived. And doesn't it show that I already know how to use him? Because I've been managing him for England for 2 years. 5-0 on the first day of the season. That is how you make yourself feel better after a disappointing Charity Shield. Hopefully we can go and do the same thing to Southampton now and really start to feel good about the upcoming season. No changes for the Southampton game. Then the only piece of news really is that the loan deal that was in place for Mercier, we have now cancelled. This was a loan deal. We were going to let him go to Stuttgart on the condition that we were able to sign Djuric, because then Djuric would offer cover on the left wing and could also play up front. But with no Djuric coming in, I don't want to drop down to just Thor and Mira as striker options. So Mercier is going to stick around as our third striker. He's been scoring goals in La Liga for the last couple of years, so he's not the worst player in the world to have around. And I believe, home historians can double check this for me, but I think Mercier was the player who came off the bench as substitute for Sir Mick Powell in his final game for the club. So he did officially pass the torch to Mercier anyway, so I guess we need to try and make a home player out of him. But let's get into this match and hopefully perform the way we did in that last match, because it was really rather good, wasn't it? Have we got any players we recognise? Grassi, a former home player. Interestingly, he'd get the opportunity to get in our team now. Obviously wouldn't get past Goff and Flager, but would have been a useful backup last season. Carry on from where you finished off last match. That's exactly what we want to do. Can we put on a performance? This is the problem with having Thor in our team. I'm going to overdo the THs now until I learn to balance it out properly. The league table's gone. I said I'd notice that. I said I'd notice it eventually when I took it off during the World Cup. There you go. We've got the league table back again. But that's now in the way. Goff is in. I'm THing Goff as well. It's all going wrong. I need to learn to speak. Right, is that going to fit? Excellent, it does. Costa with the corner, can't quite get there. I need to line this all up properly. It's very upsetting that everything doesn't just click into place and line up beautifully. About there, seems right. Excellent stuff. What I was trying to say, before I was so rudely interrupted by my inability to pronounce words properly, is it will be interesting to see if we can put on a performance like the one you saw in the last match, away from home. Why is Saidi back in goal? This is the problem with hitting quick pick on the thing. I just wanted to have a look. I thought, what does quick pick think? I hit quick pick. It confirmed my team was right. I didn't even look at the goalkeeper. Got to look at the goalkeeper. I've got to stop hitting quick. I was second guessing myself because the transfer window took place when it did. I just wanted to check: is this the right team? I know we've just won 5-0. Is Mira the right man to be on the left wing? I got everything else right, but apparently I'm still picking the wrong goalkeeper. Baffles me. I don't understand. I do not understand who my best goalkeeper. We need to go and sign a 5-star goalkeeper. Then I don't have this problem anymore. We should have sold Saidi, then I wouldn't have had this problem anymore. We've got McLean, who we've not let go out on loan this summer because we were expecting Saidi to leave. So we've got him as a full Scottish international, but third choice for us, not even getting on the bench, not playing football anywhere other than for Scotland internationally. I've made some mistakes with my goalkeepers. Cristiano then plays Mayer in on this right-hand side. Mayer with the cross looking for Thor. It doesn't quite get there. And I think in answer to the question from before, no, we can't put on the same kind of dominant performance away from home just yet. That was beautiful though. Mira does brilliantly, cuts inside, plays it into the path of Thor. You stay away from that little telly, you yellow-shirted monster. What are you doing to me? That was never offside. It was perfection. There you go. We get to see it from the other angle on the replay. So Candermill with the interception. Mira does brilliantly here. Beats his man. Perfect pass for Thor. And just he hits it really hard. 6'3" of him. There's a lot of Thor. And he hits stuff really hard. And he's going to score a lot of goals. And we're all going to love him for it. There's nothing complicated with Thor. Not even his name. Just a big lump who's quick, and he's going to score a lot of goals and probably retire by the time he's 29, because as soon as he's not a physical beast anymore, he'll be nothing. But we'll be long gone by the time that happens. Mira tries to cross, but it's cleared, but Juranovic is across to collect and play it back up, looking for Goth. It was a lovely attempt at keeping the attack going from Juranovic. And he just collects quite comfortably there as well. Looking a nice little assured first couple of performances from Juranovic so far. Goff beats his man, finds Thor. He hit it really hard again. It's 2-0, sorry. And a third goal of the season for Thor. And that's 3 different types of goal from him as well, I think. I'm very much enjoying this new strike partnership or attacking combination. Goff, Thor, Mira, Costa. We spent £80 million on a left winger that I just don't see how he's going to get in the team, because this lot are working. Sorry, they've got Chernyshov playing from there. Lovely little free kick as well. How did I not notice him before? I noticed that they had Grassi, who played one game for us that we all pretend didn't happen. But Chernyshov, who was actually a bit of a hero, didn't notice at all. There's Costa shooting just over from range. 2 former home players in their little attacking midfield 3. Right, that is, don't get complacent. That seems like a reasonable request in the circumstances. Look at that, beautiful. Top of the league, where we belong. We're looking good, boys and girls. I am enjoying myself. Costa not having the best game of his career, so we can bring Mendes on again for him shortly. Saidi. I need to never click that quick pick button again, because it leads me astray. Never before have I had 2 goalkeepers who were so similar in ability, and just let me know down in the comments who's my first choice goalkeeper, because I just don't know. Right, trying to get another attack going again through Mira that time, doesn't get the cross away, and they're trying to get in behind us. Beron there with the tackle, but I think he's got himself sent off. It looked like a vicious tackle, and with 35 minutes still to go, we're down to 10 men and we've lost our new £80 million defender. So we need to shuffle some things. But we were taking Costa off anyway. We've got Hervé on the bench, so he can come on to re-debut, having not been here for a couple of years. Did he used to play as a covering centre-back? He did. I thought he did. Swap them over like that. That will do for now. There you go, a reintroduction to Hervé. Hervé and Juranovic playing together at the back. Didn't expect to be doing that anytime soon. Lee and Beron was supposed to be my defensive partnership pretty much all season, with the other 2 offering backup. And of course it's Grassi. And it's 2-2. We're down to 10 men, and the momentum is with Southampton. Thought it was too good to be true. It's the moment I hit that quick pick button. Candermill, that was poor from Candermill. You expect better from our captain. And, You can't blame Saidi for it, but I can blame Candemill. It was poor. Right, what can we do to go and win this game? Who's not pulling their weight? Mira is not pulling his weight. Torres was excellent when he came off the bench in the last match, so he can get on there. And Mendes... Could we bring Mendes on in midfield? Can he play central midfield? Not really. I guess Aleph for Candemill would be the other substitution to make. There you go. 3 subs made. Let's have 10 minutes of passion. At what point does Aleph take over as first choice left back? I don't think it'll be this season, but now we are thinking a little bit more long term. Obviously, the day will have to come where Aleph takes over, because I think potential wise he's going to be better than Candemill, even though Candemill is awesome and still only 25 himself. But Aleph is going to be the man eventually, surely. Right, last attack of the game. Torres with the free kick, looking for Goff, and it very nearly found him. But I think that was the last opportunity we were going to get. It's with Mayer. It's all the way back to Saidi, and I think that is that. Although the game still seems to be going on. Saidi plays forward to Torres. Are we going to get one more attack out of this? Southampton are going to be disgusted if we score here. They've cleared again, and surely that is that now. Chernyshov playing it forward to Mayer, and that is it. 2-2. Can't be happy with what's just happened there. That was poor. We need to play more like we did in the first game. Less red cards, and just generally not drawing to teams that traditionally haven't been very good. Beron, now he's our player. We can give him a slap on the wrists for being a naughty boy as well. Thor obviously gets some plaudits. And when are we going to be back? Well, we're going to be back 4 o'clock tomorrow, but who are we going to be playing when we come back? I imagine we'll probably do maybe West Ham on a Champions League game. I know it's a little bit soon, but it depends who we get in the Champions League. There'll definitely be an interesting Champions League game, one of the first 2 or 3, and a big Premier League game if we can find a way to combine them together. So there are some interesting Premier League games around Champions League games. West Ham is usually a big game. Man United and Chelsea are both there. There'll be a big game to put alongside a Champions League game once we know who we're playing in that tournament. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.